You guys know this always takes a minute. There we go. There's. There we go. All right.
What'd she say?
Clamp it right there.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. That's embarrassing.
All right. And we're live, everybody. Leap year, leap beer.
Are you sure?
I believe so.
Like we might be.
Oh, if one time this could be easy.
I know.
Well, cheers.
All right, are we on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
How's the sound, guys? Can you hear us okay? Cheers. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Okay, get it started.
Yeah.
Leap Beer Thursday.
Leap year, leap beer. Here we are, live at the Downtown Grand.
We got an audience, man.
Yeah, we got people.
Well, we never had it.
Cheers, guys.
We never had an audience for it.
Yeah. We actually get to drink
make sure
with
they
people.
can hear you. That's real. Yeah. All right, good. All right, a couple of quick things just to start. First thing I want to do is I want to recognize a couple of people that are out here.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got. I mean, all of you are probably LVA members and everything else, and I appreciate it. But there's a couple of specials we want to say. One is Jane Myers, who just came up to me and literally told me that she has been an LVA member since the 80s.
Wow.
Since the 80s. I mean, and I recognize her name because back then I used to do all of my own, labeling and all that kind of stuff on the newsletter. And she's celebrating her 80th birthday a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
And she's been with us that long.
Happy 80.
Yep. All right. The other, we've got Bonnie and Jim out here. And we have to bring it up. Bonnie and Jim, I'm talking about you now. They bring the office hot dogs from New York.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Okay.
And I don't mean they bring like 5 hot dogs.
Yeah.
They bring like 5 packages of hot dogs. What are the name of those hot dogs? Schweigels.
Okay,
yeah,
Schweigels. Yeah.
Which are good. Which are good.
All right.
So they're proud of their New York hot dogs.
All right.
I'm proud of our Detroit, Coney Islands. Chicago's proud of their Chicago dogs. So they had to bring me their New Yorks, and they bring them in a giant styrofoam chest full of ice and carry it on the airplane with them.
Wow. Okay, so Hot Dog Fridays.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going to do hot dogs tomorrow.
So here's
that's
you.
exciting.
Thank you
guys.
very much. Also, obviously, we want to thank the Downtown Grand. They're doing this as a talked to us about this a couple months ago as a leap year special. They've got some specials going on. $29 in free play if you were born on leap year.
Okay.
So that's probably none of us.
No.
Right? So that's
what are the odds on that? I mean, being born on leap year.
Kind of worthless.
Yeah.
Right? So 1 in 1,200, whatever.
Yeah. It's
okay.
not...
So then we've got what else we got? Everyone they're doing $5 bets on 29 at roulette pays double.
Okay.
Talked about that last week. If you get a 9 and a 2 at Blackjack, you get a $5 bonus.
Okay.
And then just other things like that.
Well, that's that 9 and a 2. You'll get that. And,
You'll get that. Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Without question. So, all right. We want people to what? Ask questions, do things.
Yeah, we got some questions on here. Let's see.
I got one while you're looking.
Yeah.
All right. So I took this one up. I know it takes a while to get started. First thing we want to do, we had a bunch of people talk to us about the gambling win in the different cities.
Okay.
And this is a mea culpa on this one. I goofed on this one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've been repeating that. So.
Well, it's true for commercial casinos.
Okay.
All right. That's what we're talking about, commercial casinos. And I didn't clock that because some people said, I actually said, I wonder why Connecticut's not in there.
Right.
Right. Foxwoods,
Mohegan Sun,
and all of that. And then someone said, what about Oklahoma? And then somebody said, what about California?
Yeah.
All of those.
Pachanga, huge. San Diego, yeah.
Those are Native American.
Okay.
All right. So yes, you all are right. We were talking about those numbers were for commercial casinos only.
Okay.
And those were accurate, but I should have recognized that those weren't in there and realized that was different. So anybody who was just confused about that, yeah, Connecticut would have been probably way up there. Just those places by themselves, and they were talking about areas and not states. but still, that's probably the reason why.
Right. Okay. So $8 billion for the Strip still stands.
Oh yeah.
But throughout the rest of the country, these casinos are making billions and billions of dollars, over the course.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of that, again, while we're waiting,
we got a good question. They want to know who's going to drink more today, you or me.
Well, I mean, I'm a pretty big favorite here. I mean, to be honest, aren't I?
Yeah, well, when we go out, there's a lot of times where you will finish the beer to the last drop. And I sometimes don't. I leave,
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, if we were going to make a line, I have to make me about a minus 300 favorite. About 3 to 1.
Minus 300 favorite. All right, well, I better get to work.
And I'm not even going to make a competition out of this. I'm just going to do it naturally as it comes. So see if you can take me down.
All right.
All right, so here's...
under the table.
All right, so here's a question that we had from the last one. This one's interesting, so I wanted to bring it up. It says, listening to you guys, it seems anytime there's a good video poker machine, blackjack tournament, casino promo, etc., all the advantage player pros come in and win and take everything. Then the casino stops the promo or removes the game. The average Joe has no chance in Vegas and ends up paying for the advantage player winnings. I mean...
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much a question as a statement from this guy, and... guilty. I mean, basically that's pretty much the way it works. The advantage play idea is that the good players live off of the casinos, and the casinos allow good things to happen because the bad players lose money no matter what. And it keeps the advantage players in business. All right. However, when you're talking about lower stakes, when you're talking about things that aren't worth that much, for example, the promo today at the roulette wheel is worth about $4.30 an hour.
Okay.
Well, no advantage player is going to swoop in to try to play for $4.30 an hour. But somebody who loves roulette, who usually is playing at a 5.26% disadvantage and losing, at that rate, can now turn it around. So the opportunity, or let's say you've got a real good video poker schedule, like sometimes the Progressive gets here at the Furnace.
Yeah.
Okay, the advantage players who are really good and know how to play it better can play that, and they'll get their due, but so will the average player who sits down and plays and just randomly, knocks off the aces or knocks off the royal flush and so forth.
Right.
So the statement that essentially these are vultures is sort of true, and I agree with that, but not necessarily to the detriment of everybody all the time.
Right.
And the way you get around that is train yourself and get better at the games, right?
Well, I would say, for example, we were here at the Furnace Bar not too long ago, and it was really good, the video poker. And you pointed someone out. You said, oh, that guy's a pro. I recognize him. And he was playing, but he's not necessarily the guy who won the Royal Flush at 15.75 or whatever it was.
Yeah, a guy around the corner who was just the average Joe, as far as I know, hit the Royal Flush for 1,700 and something.
Yeah.
And the
pro was probably playing faster, putting in more money.
The pro was doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing. He was playing as fast as he could and trying to get the most out of it. Now, he didn't leave after that because the aces were up over 1,000 at that point. And I don't know who hit those aces eventually at 1,200 or more. I heard it got that high. But I guarantee you, he didn't leave until somebody hit that. When somebody hit it, then he left, and then the whole thing starts over again. So it's kind of like being, we used to do these shows. We call it In the Wild. Yeah. Right. Well, we're in the wild. Yeah. And you've got the stronger and the weaker, and you've got basically they coexist for the most part, just like they do in the wild. Right. Yeah. Same thing.
So, well, cool question.
I think
guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what you spent a lot of, especially in your early days of your career, was seeking out these opportunities and then getting together with groups and going in and playing.
That's exactly what I did. We looked for positive expectation situations, and then played them to the best of our ability, attempting not to hurt the average player because that would piss off the casinos, and they might then take out the opportunity.
So there's a line.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a line. A lot of guys cross it. Yeah, and the smart ones don't.
Right. And well, also back to something we talked about a long time ago was you'd said that when you started working with Sanford Wong and all the blackjack guys, he gave you a bunch of notebooks and a plan. Yeah. And that plan later became a book that you published
on the tournaments.
Yeah.
So I mean, anything that I know about tournaments, fundamentally can be known by anybody else who reads Casino Tournament Strategy by Stanford Wong.
That's right.
That was the book that we worked off of, and we had an advantage playing off of the strategies in that book. Now everybody can know those strategies. Now, perhaps I still have an edge because I played so many of them.
Right.
And I've got all this experience now, and I know how things come down and whatever. But I remember I told you about a month ago that I got beat by a lady who made a play on me.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, it doesn't mean you can't win.
Yeah.
But usually the better player has an edge.
That's right. You did get beat. So, yeah.
Shut up. Who else is asking? What else we got?
Downtown Grand is still a good casino. The craps odds. It's the only dollar blackjack table downtown. That's right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's only one of two in Vegas. The other one's at Oil.
Yeah.
All right. Indian, let's see. All right, you keep looking there. I'll pick up another one here from before.
Well, this guy's saying that we should be buying stocks instead of gambling. He says, put it in the Magnificent Seven: Amazon, Costco, Tesla, Meta, Google.
Okay. All right, good. Let's address that. He's right. All right, he's right. I mean, unless you are very, very skilled, the best way to make money passively is to put your money in the market and let it go.
Yeah.
And let it stay there. I've got a friend who's getting ready to invest. I said, "Are you ready to leave that money in there with blue chips and let it ride up? It'll go up and down, but it has what they call an upward drift." Now, here's the difference between putting your money in the stock market and gambling with it, or gambling with an advantage. All right, so story time, right? Story time. I'll tell another one. Many years ago, 10 years ago, a little more, I was getting on a Southwest Airlines flight.
Okay.
And I was right at just made it before they closed the doors. And there's only one seat open in the entire flight.
Yeah.
And it's next to Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
I guess nobody wanted to sit next to him, and neither did I, but I had no choice.
Okay.
All right. So I go in, I sit down next to Penn, and I'm thinking to myself, I am going to talk to him. Because everybody probably tries to talk to him. I go, I'm not going to talk to him.
Yeah.
And I order Heineken, and I get another Heineken. I had a couple before I got on the thing, right? Yeah. And he reaches down into his sock, bottom of his pants, and he pulls out a deck of cards, and he starts going and playing cards. So finally, I'm like, I gotta say something.
Yeah.
I gotta say something, and I'm fueled by some courage, right?
All right, liquid courage.
So I lean over to him and I say, "Hey, Penn." No, I didn't say that. I said, "Hey, man, I said, I've watched your shows. You're really great. You're great with cards and everything else. Do you ever get into blackjack?"
Yeah.
Doesn't look at me. Just keeps doing what he's doing. Doesn't look at me. Just keeps like he never even heard me. And I'm sitting here thinking, what a jackass. He is, not me. And all of a sudden he stops. He puts the cards down. And he puts his head in my face and he goes, "Doesn't work." And he goes back to doing what he's doing. He screams, "Doesn't work."
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, now I get mad. I go, "What?" I go, "What are you talking about? What do you mean it doesn't work?" And he goes, "Listen." Now he's going to talk to me. He's going to put me in my place.
Yeah.
And he goes, "How much of an edge do you have when you play blackjack? Even if you're a great card counter, what's your edge?"
Yeah.
Like 1.5%?
Well, what is it? Yeah.
I go, "No."
Yeah.
I go, "About 0.75?
Yeah.
About half of that?" He goes, "Okay." Well, he goes, "You're making my point for me." He goes, "Why would I put my money into a 0.75% advantage when I can play the stock market, which goes up roughly 9 to 10% a year historically?" He goes, "Why would I do that?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Because you put your money in the stock market, you've got $100. You put your money in the stock market one time, and it goes up 10%. So at the end, you have $110 at the end of the year. In blackjack, you have $100, and you play it through at 0.75. And then you play it through again, and again,
It
and again,
compounds.
and again, and again, and again, and again, and it's compounding like crazy. And all of a sudden, your 100 is multiple thousands if you know what you're doing." And he's looking at me, and he goes, I can see the light bulb go on. He goes, "I never thought of it like that." So in answer to this, long way of going around and answering this question, you put your money in the stock market when you have money that you don't want to work for you in other ways. Mm-hmm. All right. Advantage player in gambling or advantage player in business or in anything puts their money where it works best for them. So gamblers understand the repetitive compounding of the way that it works when you have an advantage, but it only works when you have an advantage. If you have a disadvantage, you're going to lose all your money.
Oh, right, it's just going to be a downward, yeah.
Exactly.
With a few little pops up every now and then.
Yeah.
So it'd be the opposite of the way the stock market's supposed to work, where it goes down, 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 and occasionally you get a
Exactly. I mean, again, Keno is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Keno, you go down, 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 you're going to get this giant hit, you're going to be all emboldened. I'm going to play Keno, I'm going to play Keno. And then it goes down, 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 you get another little hit, and then down, 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 before you know there's nothing left.
That's right.
And that's why it works that way. Keno, what did I just say? Blackjack players are playing with a 0.75% advantage, maybe slightly more, in certain situations. Keno players are playing at I'm talking about video Keno, a 10% to 12% disadvantage.
Wow.
10 to 12%.
Massive.
Yeah.
That's like way worse than roulette.
Oh, yes. It's double worse than roulette.
Wow.
So, and it's lightning fast, and it's gruesome. And I mean, that's why I keep
worse than people, 000 roulette.
It is. It absolutely is. So anyway, there's my answer there. What else we got? More.
Well, now Penn and Teller, they have a slot machine, right? They have an every slot game.
Yeah. Well,
Penn and Teller slot machine.
Now they're on the right side of it.
Yeah. Let's see.
While you're looking, I'll you keep reading. I'll do this one. No offense, AC. That's me. But spending 8 hours straight on a video poker machine sounds like a horrific job. Okay, now what he's talking about was last week we talked about when we won those slot machines. We won 23 slot machines.
Yeah.
And we were taking 8-hour shifts. And
yeah, I read that comment too.
Right, and I ended up having to play 16 hours straight.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even reference that. He says spending 8 hours playing video poker sounds horrific.
Yeah.
It sounds like a job. Here's a job.
Yeah.
That's our job.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing.
You were part of a team. Oh, thank you.
Is it a horrific job? No, it was an extremely fun and exhilarating job.
Yeah.
I mean, as we're playing, we know we're doing something. We know we're outsmarting the game. We know that eventually we're going to get the money, or in that case, the slot machines.
Yeah.
During that time, I'm in my 20s.
Yeah.
I'm meeting cocktail waitresses.
Yeah.
I'm meeting, dealers who are coming through. I can't tell you how many dates and things I got off of those kinds of things. I'm earning comps.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I chose to do.
Yeah.
And there are, in the advantage player world, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people who could do very, very well at other jobs if they wanted to, but they chose to do this. One, because they love it, and two, because they didn't want to work for somebody and they want to make their own hours, and three, because of the scalability because of what we just talked about.
In a few episodes back when we were talking to Jean Scott, she said, playing video poker was the most fun job I ever had.
Yeah.
To quote her. Yeah. So I get it.
Jean Scott's a perfect example. All right, take somebody, she's in her 80s now. Mm-hmm. She could take up embroidery, right? She could take up cooking, whatever. She likes to go out to the casinos and still play. And this is a hobby that she has, that she loves, that she makes money at.
Right.
So how is it bad? So I understand what this guy's saying. If you don't like doing that kind of thing, and the only problem with people if they don't like smoke. If you hate smoke, then I guess that's a problem.
Yeah, if you don't like cigarette smoke, then it is a problem.
Yeah,
but,
it's never bothered me much. So that's never been too much of a problem.
Me neither. Okay, so we got a super chat question, meaning we got to look at this one, and it says
that means they paid for an answer.
Yes. So
let's only answer those from now on.
I like the way you think. Can you have one of the Vegas bloggers, Jacob, Pomsey, Norma, or Ruby, on Beer Friday so they can explain how they make these expensive videos about Vegas? Are there sponsors, hotel freebies, etc.?
I think that's a great idea. I'd love to have them. I'm going to let you comment on that.
Well,
sure. My first comment is going to be, all of them have more viewers than we do.
Oh, way more.
So where's the value for them to come onto our show? They might like our show, they may have seen it, and they may do it, but we'll ask them, but what do you think? You watch these guys more than I do.
I watch all of them. I watched Pomsey go from being a filmmaker who was doing interiors of hotel rooms, and then he's like going around doing, gambling. And I remember when Brian Christopher started in like 2017, 2016 on YouTube, and the Raja, the Big Jackpot, all these guys, I I'm really impressed with it.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. But you're right. I don't think that they could get anything by coming on our show. But we'd love to have any of these guys.
And we'll ask.
On.
We'll ask them because I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I would love, and I'd be really, honestly, I'd be really reverent toward them. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I think what they do for the most part is nonsense, and I think they kind of lead.
What are you talking about? The slot guys, Brian Christopher.
They can't get edge. They're not playing with an edge.
Yeah.
And they're kind of leading sheep to the slaughter in a way.
Yeah.
But I appreciate what they're doing from a business point of view. I mean, these guys are brilliant. They're smarter than us. I mean,
well, they figured out how to monetize slots by turning it into a show, by doing go lives and meetups and all these things.
And the answer is that when they get, and you know more about this than I do, but when they get big enough, they make more money in the deals they make with the casinos, but they get paid, they get performance pay, they get, YouTube pay, which is crazy. Our YouTube pay is nothing, pennies.
We've made hundreds of dollars, guys.
We've made hundreds.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars. How's that go? Hundreds of dollars. But yeah, I would love to have those guys on. I would love to pick their brains. I mean, how'd you do this? I mean, how did you, I don't know, how'd you come up with it? How do you fade those kinds of losses and things, because we know they're losing. They absolutely are.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Christopher admitted it in an interview. He said last year he lost $300,000 playing. I'll bet you that's not all he lost. I'll bet he lost more than that. Through the machine.
And I bet you he made, more than that by getting different casino sponsorships or manufacturer sponsorships.
He wouldn't still be doing it if he wasn't making money.
Yeah. And then his audience comes to play with him. So sometimes when they do the group polls, I don't think they're fully funded by him. But we don't know. So we'd love to have them. We'd love to have the guys on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. What else? See any more? I got some more.
Let's see.
I can hardly read that.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a lot more to Vegas than just gambling. The first time I went to Las Vegas as an adult, I was amazed at how little gambling I actually did. Great point. I love gambling, and I think that's part of the thrill, but you got great entertainment, you got great shows, you got great restaurants, and friendly people everywhere in Vegas.
Yeah, you know what I like now is the real deal in entertainment. If you want to come here to eat and do entertainment, you can find the restaurants. I mean, really, in the Las Vegas Advisor, we always talk about restaurants that are off, outside of the casinos.
Yeah.
Where you can get good deals and things like that. But where the real deals are is in entertainment, and not in the big shows, but in like the comedy clubs that are coming up. Something you're expert at.
Yeah.
But I mean, the things they're doing right now with Wise Guys, Comedy Cellar, these are $20 and $25 tickets. To me, that's a great night out.
Absolutely.
And you could have a lot of fun in Vegas.
The LA Comedy Club, Wise Guys, Comedy Cellar, these are great places. They always have consistently great headliners. And the LA Comedy Club specifically is like a hang. You can go there and hang out.
And look, if you want to gamble, just find low stakes.
Yeah.
I mean, Downtown Grand right here has $1 blackjack table. Play blackjack for $1.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're not going to lose much money.
No, you're not. You're going to go up to $35. You're going to go down to $5, but you're going to drink way more than that, hopefully.
Well, you would think so, yeah. I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, also you can find machines with 25-cent blackjack. Not just video poker, but where you got to play $1.25.
Yeah.
But 25-cent blackjack, play 25 cents a hand. Sit there, boom, 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 boom. They'll probably feed you drinks anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
if you're given action, they're going to give you the drinks. Vegas Matt, there's another one. Yeah, we'd love. I met Vegas Matt briefly at Resorts World. I walked up to him and told him I loved what he does.
Yeah.
So
Okay, we should probably make a public service announcement here because we were just informed by Downtown Grand. They are going to continue. The blackjack tournaments are doing really well. The video poker tournaments are a little soft.
That's right.
So anybody who's coming here for video poker tournaments, I believe this is the last one tonight.
Yep.
And they're going to suspend those for a while.
Yep.
And but that's okay. Keep coming down and playing blackjack, and because that's a lot of fun.
The blackjack one seems to be getting more popular. Last week was really busy.
Well, the thing is, in blackjack, we said this over and over again. Anybody can win. The better players are going to win a little bit more, but not that much.
Yep.
Anybody can win. I sat down a few weeks ago with a woman who says, "My first time ever." And I go, "Really?" I go, "It's my 1,001st time."
Yeah.
Guess who advanced?
Yeah.
She did. So I mean, you know, what are you gonna? How am I gonna beat her if she bets her money and every time she bets she gets 20s and 21s and I get stiffs? I can't beat her.
Right. There's
So
nothing
it's a
you can
matter
do.
of just if you can get good cards, you can beat anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Are the Eagles next at the Sphere? People want to know.
I haven't heard Eagles. Has
That would be
anybody heard
cool.
the Eagles are going to the Sphere? Maybe they'll land on the Sphere.
Yesterday.
Did they? Oh, it just announced. Just announced
What?
that the Eagles are going to play the Sphere. Oh,
There's
and by
someone
the
saying rumors Paul McCartney. We don't know.
I could see that. And by the way, if you say the Sphere, they get mad.
It's Sphere.
Sphere. I don't know why. I haven't heard Eagles.
Downtown Grand has $5 craps with 3, 4, and 5 times odds. I believe the Plaza and Ellis Island have craps with 10 times odds. I'm not sure, but I know they have an
Ellis-
inexpensive craps table here.
Ellis Island has 10 times odds. I believe the Plaza has 10 times odds. The Plaza also has single zero roulette for a relatively small minimum, I think $10 or $15. Because usually single zero roulette, you've got to be playing $25 and up, usually $50 and up.
Yeah.
The Plaza is a pretty good gambling house. And so everyone knows that we're not in the pocket of Downtown Grand. We're talking about their competitor right down the street.
Oh, yeah.
The Plaza has some really good gambling propositions there.
I love playing at the Plaza. I also love Oscar's Steakhouse. And
Oscar's Steakhouse
they got a
is great.
happy hour there.
Oscar's Steakhouse is great there. Triple George is great here at
Yeah.
Downtown Grand. I would take Triple George over Oscar's.
Okay.
I've eaten at both many times. I would take Triple George over Oscar's.
Okay. You heard it. Triple George. Let's see.
Catching you. Okay. I got another one. This guy writes, we have a lot of work to do to get people off the 6-5 blackjack games and continuously shuffled blackjack games. We have a lot of work to do to get people to stop playing 6-5 blackjack and blackjack games that have continuous shufflers, is what he's saying.
Yeah. And that's probably true, but people don't know. People who don't, they just go blackjack. They go, here's a game. This looks like fun. Let's play free bet or whatever is.
Right. Well,
That's the assumption.
His comment is correct.
Yeah.
6-5 blackjack, you should not play. If you look, or you ask the dealer, every time you go up to a table, you go, what do you pay for a natural? If they say 6-5, you should move on.
Okay.
It should be 3-2.
Yeah.
All right. And there's a big difference there. It's like 1.3% difference. So you go all of a sudden you go from maybe a 0.5% disadvantage to almost a 2% disadvantage. Big difference. You do not want to play 6-5. Now, continuous shufflers, not so much. All right. You find a 3-2 game with a continuous shuffler, it really doesn't matter to most people.
Really? Okay.
The only person it really matters to significantly, there's a slight effect that's not good from a continuous shuffler for the average person. But the only person that matters to is a person who's counting cards. All right? A card counter can't play a continuous shuffler because the cards keep going in and in and in, and you don't know where you are in the deck.
Right.
But for the average player to sit down at a continuous shuffler, it doesn't cost them pennies. It almost doesn't matter.
Interesting.
But the 6-5 comment is absolutely right. You should avoid it at all costs.
Okay. So you get those 3-2 games. You got one here at Downtown Grand. But,
Is it 3-2 here?
I thought there was a 3-2 here.
I didn't look. It isn't on the dollar. I know it's not on the dollar.
Not on the dollar game. I thought it was on their higher games.
Maybe on their regular game.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think so.
blackjack has always been one of the greatest gambling bargains, literally, anywhere in the world, because the casino edge, if you just play, even intuitively, the casino edge is only about 1.5 points against you.
Okay.
I mean, it's really hard to get hurt at blackjack. The key to playing, to losing less at blackjack when you don't know what you're doing, is per se, or you're just a beginner, is to play at full tables. All right? Most novices, they don't want to play at full tables because they think social fun, and you just, what, all you got to do is, again, mea culpa, the whole mea culpa thing, going, hey, everyone, I'm new.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I screw up. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Right.
You'll get advice out the yin yang and blah 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 blah. But then all of a sudden, you'll be going slow. You'll be having fun. you'll be getting a free drink.
Yep.
You know. The whole
And I always say, if you don't know what to do, ask the dealer. You ask the dealer, what does the book say to do? And then do that.
And the dealer sometimes knows and sometimes doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. The
dealer should know.
The dealer will often give you errant advice, but not always. All right. Sometimes, I shouldn't say often. Sometimes, usually they're pretty good with the advice they give.
I got somebody in the comments. This was a clear question. They said, "What's Mattress Mack doing for March Madness?" They want to know.
All right, Mattress Mack, the furniture magnate from Houston. He makes, for people who don't know, maybe they're tired of hearing this, he has promotions that are linked to sports teams, usually in Texas, especially in Houston. So what he does is he makes bets to offset his liability for giving furniture money back. So, for example, the Houston Astros win the World Series, and you buy $3,000 worth of furniture, and they win, you get all your money back.
Yep.
So now he's out the furniture and no money. So what he has to do is he has to bet on the Astros to win. So when he gives the money back, he wins it back in a bet.
That's right. It's like an insurance policy through sports betting.
Right. Exactly. It's getting insurance through sports betting.
Yeah.
And I work with Mattress Mack, me and Frank B, who was on our last live feed.
Yeah.
Right. Our last beers with Anthony and what's your name?
Josh.
Yes, Anthony and Josh. And make me laugh. I lose my train of thought. So he continues to do these things that when we do work with Mac, and what he's doing for March Madness is, if anybody doesn't know, the Houston Cougars are the #1 ranked basketball team in the nation right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So his team is ranked #1. He's running a promotion around the Cougars right now.
Okay.
And people are buying like crazy. So Mac is betting Houston.
Okay.
And he just made a $1 million bet the other day at 7.5 to 1 odds. So he just bet $1 million to get 7.5 million.
All right.
And there'll probably be more because the Cougars keep winning.
Okay.
And people keep buying furniture.
Oh, wow.
And his
okay.
liability keeps going up and up.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So people are gonna, like, as it gets closer, people are gonna make a mad run on Mattress Mack. They're gonna go buy a lot of furniture.
That's what we're gonna do, and Mac has to,
have enough
fend off that that liability.
Okay, so like guys such as yourself, like gamblers, will put the math together. And go, you know what? I think I need to go buy $10,000 in furniture.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense. If you're going to buy furniture, you absolutely want to do it.
Yeah.
And you have an opportunity to get all your money back.
That's right.
And that's an advantage play all the way.
That's right.
By the furniture buyer.
And you can't win if you don't play. So you gotta go do it.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with Mac.
All right.
And it's always fun to see what he's going to do. Last year, or a year before last, he cashed in on over $70 million.
That's right.
When the Astros won.
That's right.
He also gave back 50 some or 60 some million, but he cashed out 70 million, so he made several million.
All right. So he made some money, and he made a lot of people.
You don't have to worry about Mac. He does fine. Mac does fine.
Also, I remember that time because that's when this sports book here opened.
Yeah.
And you made the first bet here.
Yep.
At the Downtown Grand.
Yep. It wasn't $1 million.
But people are asking, what sports book should they go to?
Is there any more to that question, or is it just?
I don't know. I saw it a little while back. Something about what sports book to go to.
All right, look, sports books, they do have varying odds. All right, so it's not like one sports book's always better than another, unless maybe South Point. Again, I hate to always South Point. I hate to always be promoting them because they haven't been nice to us lately.
Yeah, they pulled out. They have no more coupons. Yeah, so no more coupons at South Point.
They're not working with LVA, even though we were we're so nice to them all the time.
But you're saying that you got a good sports book going.
I'm going to say what's good is good. And South Point tends to have really good lines, and they do a good job with, especially with public betting. People they're not afraid of. The thing about sports books are, their lines are going to change based on how much action they've got.
Yeah.
So you have to, one place might have a number here and one place might not have a number here that's different, better for you. You have to shop. All right, it's called being a shopper.
Okay.
That means you have to look at sportsbook after sportsbook after sportsbook to find the best line for what you want to bet. Now, if you're talking about for the aesthetics and having fun and watching, Well, hell, then you want to go to Circa, then you want to go to Westgate,
Yeah.
then you want to go to, some of the big ones on the Strip,
Yeah.
like Caesars. These are great. But Circa, I just yesterday, because of something else I was doing, I got a tour of Circa behind the scenes that I've never gotten before.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I don't think forever again I'll say go anywhere else but Circa to the sports book because it's just so awesome.
Well, it's a beautiful sports book. I mean, it's 2 stories. The seats are luxurious.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Circa's very loud. That's what Victor says.
Yes, it is. Circa is loud because that is Derek Stevens, who is the owner. That's his formula. Derek Stevens came to Vegas and bought the Golden Gate, the tiny little Golden Gate that nobody went to, nobody cared to go to, And what he did is he put in dancing dealers. All right?
Yeah.
The dealers were dressed up in go-go outfits.
Yep.
They would dance and then they would deal, and it was all with loud music.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the Golden Gate had people, and Derek went, bingo. That's it. So then he bought, the D, which is now the D. It was before that. It was Fitzgerald's.
Okay.
And he bought it. It's now the D, and he put in loud music and whatever. And he does the same thing in Circa because why? Because it pays dividends.
It works. Yeah. No, well, it's also exciting when you walk into Circa or the D or the Golden Gate and you see the dealers dancing on the tables, and the music's a little bit louder.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's more of a party vibe in Vegas if that's what you're looking for.
I'm out.
Oh.
Not a competition, Andrew.
I know. I started when I saw that, I got a little competitive.
Did you have another one?
Planet Hollywood had dancers. Thank you. Yes, they did. I remember.
Yeah, Planet Hollywood, they did that too. A lot of places had what they called either party pits or go-go pits or whatever, where they had dancers and things like that. But it wasn't quite the same. The dancers didn't get down and then deal.
Yeah.
Right? What Derek did at Golden Gate wasn't unique. It had been done before, but he really pushed it and made it happen there. So it was a little bit different. Yeah, Planet Hollywood had them. The old Hard Rock, now Virgin had them.
Oh, yeah.
Various others had them as well.
Hard Rock Hotel was a lot of fun.
Nobody did it as well as Derek Stevens, that's for sure.
Anthony's hair looks great. You look younger.
Okay. Since I just got a haircut a week ago.
Let's see.
Thank you. Starting to spill. We're getting there. We're getting to where we want to be. It's going to get more fun.
Anthony outdrinks Andrew. Andrew outchugs.
All right, good. Almost did it again. All right, here's another one. I like this question. Do you think video poker is a good start to the real card game of poker?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. We gotta wait. There's noise.
That must mean it's 2:45.
Must be.
Right now, over at the Players Club, Blackjack tournament at 3 p.m. here at the Downtown Grand.
Okay. Actually,
the people like Silverton. They're saying Silverton's a hidden gem.
Silverton's. I like Silverton.
Yeah.
Silverton has a 3-2 single deck blackjack table, one of the only ones left in Vegas. Silverton has some good grub.
Yeah.
Right?
They got good restaurants.
Good food there.
Free parking.
What do they call what's the name of their steakhouse? Twin Creeks?
I can't remember.
I think it's Twin Creeks, not Twin. I keep saying Twin Peaks, but I think it's Twin Creeks.
I can't remember. I always go to Mikasa, which is a great restaurant.
Mikasa Sukasa or something, because they have Mikasa. One of them is Mexican, the other is sushi.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
I like Silverton too.
You can get tacos and poke.
But it's kind of out there, a little bit out there.
It is.
Oh,
we got a paid one where somebody's paying $5.
We'll get back to that in a minute.
I love how pit bosses and dealers dress like 1905 San Francisco mob people.
He's talking about Golden Gate.
Oh, at Golden Gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be funny if he was talking about all of them.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's just a general statement. They're such assholes. They all dress like mobsters. No, that's not the case. That's what they do at the Golden Gate, because the Golden Gate has this sort of, well, the Golden Gate was kind of opened by mobsters, to be honest with you.
It's the oldest casino building in Vegas, right? 1906, I think. Golden Gate.
Yeah, there's all this oldest this and oldest that. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it is. I think it's the oldest continuously running casino, I think what it was. But it was the original, which was, by the way, it was called, when it opened, it was called Sal Segev. You know why?
No.
It's Las Vegas spelled backwards.
Oh, really?
Sal Segev.
That's hilarious.
So that's what it's called. But it was
Sal Segev. All right.
But it was opened by, the ownership was mob related, and they've kind of embraced that with like a speakeasy type of feel there and everything else. The girls who dance that we were talking about, they're almost like flappers.
Yeah.
With all their stuff. The uniforms they wear, by the way, were designed by Derek Stevens' wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
And she's so proud of it, and she should be, because they're really sexy and they're cool. And they dress like that. The bosses and all, they wear the fedoras, the hats, and all that, and they wear the suits like that. It's cool. Golden Gate's a good place. It's a cool place.
We'll have to go check it out. They want to know what's going on with the A's.
God, nobody knows. I mean, we don't know. They don't know. The A's don't know. It still looks like they're going to end up at the Tropicana site, but God, who knows when? I don't know. It's a cluster over there. I mean, nobody knows what's going on over there.
I don't know if you'll know this. Somebody wants to know. They're from the UK. They want to know that the Chieferton horse racing from the UK. Is there a sports book that covers? I can't read it.
Yeah. Okay. So what they're probably asking, I don't see it. They're probably asking if the sports book will carry a specific race that emanates from the UK, and probably not. The answer to that is probably no. The sports books and race books. All right, so you got to find a sports book that's also a race book.
Oh, got it. Okay.
They will concentrate on the big U.S. tracks, and rarely do they, unless it's something gigantic. Rarely will they show something from a foreign nation. So I would say the answer to that, even not knowing exactly what the question is, I would say the answer to that is probably no.
All right.
I like it when the questions come in from them.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get back to the one I didn't answer. Do you think video poker is a good start to the real card game of poker? I would say no. It's the other way around. It's like you want to be able to play poker first, so you understand what the values are of the card holdings, because everything in video poker is based on that.
That's interesting.
It's based on poker hands.
Okay.
Now, the one thing where people who know poker, who get into video poker, make mistakes is they hold kickers. Because in poker, sometimes it's smart. Let's say we're just playing five card draw. And so we get 5 cards and we throw something away. Sometimes, let's say you've got a pair of jacks, pretty good, and you got an ace. And you go, these jacks are decent, and I'm going to hold this ace as a kicker, also for subterfuge. So it looks like I've got 3 of a kind, but I really don't. I just got a pair and a kicker. In poker, it can make sense. In video poker, you never hold a kicker.
Never.
Even in kicker games, almost you never hold a kicker.
Right.
So that's the one odd transition from that.
Yeah.
I would say it goes the other way around.
That's interesting.
It's kind of better to understand how poker works, then you'll understand how video poker pays.
Okay.
But you won't learn much about playing the real game of poker by playing video poker.
You won't.
Because you can't bluff a machine.
Right.
So there's no reason, so you're not going to learn anything about how to play that game.
Well, I would say that's how I learned. I learned Texas Hold'em first, and then I got into video poker. But when I was new to video poker, there were things that didn't make sense to me, like where I said, "Oh, I got 3 to a straight. That's pretty good." And they go, "No, that's not good."
No, that's
in video poker, that's not good.
No,
I got 3 to a flush. That's not good in video poker.
Actually, 3 to a straight's not good in either game.
Yeah.
to be honest with
you. Yeah, but like if you get 3 to a flush in video poker, you go, "Oh, maybe I'll hold that." And you go, "No, you hold the ace high or the jack or the king."
Well, the point is there's very little crossover in these 2 games. The only crossover is that poker hands, regular poker hands, are what go on the pay schedule in video poker.
Right.
So, if you know poker, you're going to be able to sit down and video poker and have a general idea of what you're looking for. But playing video poker is not going to make you a good poker player. In fact, it'll probably hurt you.
Interesting.
You have to kind of forget what you know about video poker and read a book.
Yeah. Okay. And you got a good one by Blair Rodman.
Blair Rodman, that's tournament poker. That's Kill Phil.
Kill Phil.
I would say to anybody who wants to read and study, because this is not a book for lazy people. But if you want to learn to play ring game poker, meaning live poker, Decide to Play Great Poker by a female, Annie Duke.
Oh yeah,
is as good as it gets. It's good. The one book I'd take above that would be The Theory of Poker by David Sklansky, which I did not publish. I published Annie. I did not publish David.
Okay, so one of those two, or both of them, are good. Do all casinos have a single round table?
You want that?
No, it's getting cut off. I don't know.
We gotta find a better method. We need a big giant teleprompter up there.
Yeah, that would be better.
See what's going on. Who's got a question from the audience? Anyone? Nobody? What kind of audience is this? We have an audience of mutes. No questions? All right, here's one. Here's a question I just heard.
Okay.
How come you guys always have problems at the beginning? Andrew, can you answer that?
I can easily answer that because every time is a new experience. Sometimes with different technology, or sometimes with the same technology that just.
I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about why do we always have a problem when we start that thing and nothing works?
That's production.
Okay. All right. Very good.
There's always an issue. The beer and the dog at the Downtown Grand. Most single zero roulette and higher bets are $100 plus.
That's true.
Does the Downtown Grand do tier matching? Andrew once said yes.
Yeah, the Downtown Grand supposedly does tier matching, but we've heard off and on that some people have come here and I'm not sure if the memo is circulated to all of the employees.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll tier match you, meaning people want to know tier match means. Let's say people who want to tier match don't need to be told what this is. If you are a high tier, meaning you've played a lot at a certain place, and your player's card is taking you way up to this level, you can bring that card, and all of a sudden you get the same level at the casino that tier matches.
That's right.
Fontainebleau has just laid out a whole tier matching program because they want gamblers. Right? They're trying to bump up their casino, which is not doing well.
I was in there the other day. They're giving out $15 for new players.
If you sign up, $15 in food and $15 in free play.
Food too?
Yes, food too.
Wow.
You better look at it.
Okay.
Or maybe they just added that. But a tier match, if you came to the Downtown Grand and you were high tier at Palms, you could show them your card, and you're all of a sudden you're high tier also at Downtown Grand. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this kind of leads to something else. Frontline employees vary in terms of what they know and what they don't know, or what they've been told, or what they're willing to do. Sometimes a casino will have a policy, but the frontline employee either doesn't know about it or doesn't feel like carrying it out.
Right.
So you can't always blame the place or the messengers who told you to go do it if it doesn't. Theoretically, ostensibly, right now you can tier match at Downtown Grand. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. I've got somebody there going, I think so.
There's somebody in the comments that said something very astute. They said there's no questions from the LVA members because they're already very smart gamblers.
Oh, look at that. All right.
So, yes. So very astute.
There you are.
There we go. Yes, Raymond. And Vegas Girl Slots Vlog agrees. Yeah, no more questions coming in.
So is it time to stop? I'm out of my canned questions right here. So, do we want to talk about 60 Minutes?
Oh yeah, guys. By the way, we got to do a little promo. I don't know when it's going to air, but Anthony was on 60 Minutes.
Yes, I was yesterday.
Yeah,
I wasn't on it. I taped it.
you taped it, right?
I taped it.
So we don't know what's gonna.
No, but I will be on 60 Minutes, which is a bucket list thing for me. It's
Yeah.
a bucket list. I mean, I've been on every TV show from Bar Rescue to the Travel Channel, and the one I'd never cracked was 60 Minutes.
All right.
And so they called me a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and all they wanted was some background information about the cyber hack at MGM Grand,
Okay.
at the MGMs. And they just wanted information. They weren't inviting me on or anything else. So I talked to them, and at the end of the conversation, they went, "Do you want to be on the show?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Eh,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I finally, after all these years, got to shoot with 60 Minutes, and I went to the College of Southern Nevada where they have because it's hard for 60 Minutes to get into a casino, because casinos are afraid of the media, the investigative media like that.
Really?
Yeah, they think they're going to portray them in a bad light or something. So we went to the casino lab at the Casino of Southern Nevada.
Mhm.
And we shot there. I did a long interview, and then we went on the strip later, and then they came to my office. We did some B-roll. So the interview I thought went very well, and apparently I'll be on 60 Minutes in probably a couple of months.
Okay.
So
All right. So, story about the cyber attack at MGM.
Here's what they liked. I compared the cyber attackers,
Mhm.
who are the hackers,
Mhm.
who many of them, by the way, it turned out, were very young kids, of course, right?
Wow.
I drew a parallel to that in advantage play gamblers, where literally they won't like that. You know, the bosses who listen to me here say this won't like this, but the advantage play gamblers know the games better than the bosses do, and better than surveillance does. And that's just a fact. And the hackers in this case knew that game better than the security, obviously, that was trying to protect them. So I drew the analogy that this was an advantage play. Not that I endorse it, because it was crime. I mean, they were stealing,
Yeah.
but it was an advantage play. So they liked that.
They like the perspective.
Yeah. And I got in 60 Minutes.
Cool. All right. Well, cheers. And when we find out the actual date, we'll keep you posted. We'll let you know when it's going to air. And
Got anything else? Or are we about done? We told a lot of stories.
I think we're about done. I think it's almost time to start that blackjack tournament.
I see 2:57.
Oh wow! Almost
time to wrap it up.
Almost an hour. Do you guys have any information about the new hotel on the Strip being built where the old Travel Lodge used to be?
Is that the Fertitta one?
I don't know.
That might be the Fertitta one. I think that's what it is. No new information on that,
Okay.
but I think it's going to happen. Now, I would say this: if we were to cut off the competition right now, I beat Andrew. But we're not
That's hilarious.
We're not going to cut it off.
That's.
But
all right.
we're
What are
going
you
to.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to give you
I
this.
thought you were going to give me the rest of your.
No, you give me some of mine. All right, so we're going to make it a tie.
All right, that
All right.
sounds good. We tied. Not a competition, but we did tie. Oh shit! Look at that.
Never mind. All right, I win. All right.
Oh, I need a second. I just.
Don't yak. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Thank you,
I got some
everyone.
practice.
Thank you to Downtown Grand. Thank you, everybody watching. We'll do it again.
All right, we tied. Cool.